G'day guys, this is a quick one, so hang on for the ride. Okay, so this is the third video that you need to like and make sure you're subscribed to my channel to be in for the giveaway. Now, while I am brayering some paint onto my layout, all I've done is run some painter's tape around the outside edge purely for my border, and I'm just rolling it on. While that's happening, I'm gonna give you my quick giveaway spiel. I'm having a giveaway to say thank you for your support for my little Aussie channel. Now, I'm also celebrating reaching 800 subscribers, which absolutely blows my mind. Now, so in conjunction with Cass and Jacques, owners of KAISERCRAFT Obsession online store, we will be giving away 2 e-gift cards to spend in their store, one for $50 and one for $25. To be in the draw, you must subscribe to Create with Karen YouTube channel and like each video that is posted from Sunday, the 6th of November 2022, all the way through, and all the videos up to and including the 13th of the 11th 2022. Now, pop on over to the Facebook group and post your state and country under the giveaway post, which is pinned at the top of my wall. And unfortunately, the giveaway is only for Aussies and Kiwis because that is where we post to at this stage. So, terms and conditions and all that information will be written down below. Feel free to leave me a message or jump on over to my Facebook wall and I will get back to you ASAP. Now, back to scrapping. Now, all I'm doing here is I'm using a couple of different colors. So I'm using, what am I using? I'm just using normal flat white, no texture, Poppycraft 240 GSM cardstock, and I haven't put gesso or anything on it. This is just acrylic paint straight onto it. Okay, so I used SONJA Matte Flow acrylic paint in AQUA and unbleached titanium. Now, then I used KAISERCRAFT's soft moss. These are just colors I had. You probably will have ample colors as well in your stash somewhere. I have this real thing. When I collect something, I've got to have the whole thing. So I tend to buy a lot of everything in the collection. Okay, so I'm just showing you there. When I pulled that off the edge, it didn't happen perfectly. I did take a little tiny piece off, but I wanted to remove the painter's tape before the paint had set hard because I find that's when it cracks the most. So all I've done there, I'm just sitting that to the side for a second for it to dry just that little bit more. I'm trimming up my photos. So I'm scrapping a family day that we had. We are not beach people. Okay, I can hear you now. What Aussie's not a beach person? Me. Okay, my skin burns like there's no tomorrow. I am the whitest white of white, and I even discuss going near a beach and all of a sudden I can feel that sunburn sting. It is so bad. I absolutely detest it. And as much as I play in mixed media and all the rest of it, geez, I hate sand. Sand in your backside when you go to the beach. If you're one of my, okay, so if you're a subscriber from overseas, our beaches here, like I look at some of the beaches, I was watching a Rick Stein show and cooking show, and he was saying how pristine the beach was that he was at, and it was like rocks. Our sand is like the finest sand you've ever seen, like it, and we live on an island. Let's be honest, Australia is just a giant island. And even though I do live very close to Bribie Island, I very rarely ever go there. this particular day, my best friend and her family were down and they were camping and they were at the beach. So we went along and we had a nice day of it. However, I stayed pretty much in the shade the whole time. I know, don't I sound like an awesome person to have around? So what I'm trying to do here, now I'm using my Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy Modeling Paste. And what I've done is I've mixed a little bit of the sand sort of colour. So I used a little bit of the unbleached titanium and a little bit of the soft moss. And the reason I did the soft moss is because I wanted to loosen it up a little bit, but not with water. I didn't want to. So the KAISERCRAFT paints are really runny. Like, they are super, super runny compared to the artist grade acrylic paints from like SONJA. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll have it written below, and I get mine from Spotlight, those ones from Spotlight, and I get my KAISERCRAFT ones I bought from KAISERCRAFT because we have one, which is fantastic. So now all I'm trying to do here is create, I guess, like a sandy look. Now, if you're one of these people that have already purchased the grit paste, that if I owned it, that's what I would have tried on this and I would have used. However, I didn't have it. I don't have any sand anywhere in my house. So I figured I'm just going to wing it and see what this looks like. And it doesn't look bad. It creates a lot of texture because the light and fluffy modeling paste, it dries pretty damn quick. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with this product. It works really, really well. So this particular mat, now, okay, I can hear you cringing at the moment that I'm doing this on top of my Cricut mat. Actually, this one's not the Cricut one. This is my off-brand that I got from Amazon. Now, don't panic, okay? I actually show you the cleanup. I don't edit that out because I use this as a third hand, and it allows me to sort of get things done under the camera without my head being over the top of it. So that works for me. Now, I am mixing all this on leftover packaging from something I've purchased so that it's easy cleanup and it works a treat. Okay, the chihuahuas are now snoring. I apologize if you can hear it. One of these days I'll do a voiceover with no snoring chihuahuas. But anyway. Alright, so here's something I haven't used for a little while. My POSCA pens. I bought these eons ago, and to be honest, I don't really use the bullet tip ones very often at all. What I have learnt by my purchase is don't buy everything, Karen. Buy what you're going to actually use. I use my black one and my white one in the finer 0.7mm. These are the bullet tip ones, but you know what? I've had them for so long. They're such good quality. They still work perfectly, and it's not a drama. If you have never had a POSCA paint pen and you don't know what they are a very high quality liquid paint pen. That's what they are. Now, I managed to get the light blue and the dark blue to blend perfectly there. Not a problem whatsoever. You shake it up, it's got a ball inside, and it helps the flow, and they are awesome. Absolutely love them. However, will I buy all the colours again? Probably not. But will I buy the fine ones, the finer 0.7mm in more colours? Yes, I will. Why? Because I found them the other week at Officeworks. I found them and they were in pastel colours. And I thought, oh, I could do a layout with that. So if I can think of a layout straight up, that to me is the go-ahead to purchase them. Now, there's one other thing I actually really want to try out. And I'm not sure if I can justify it yet, but I'm thinking about getting the Distress watercolor pencils. Is that what they're called? They've just come out, and I know that Cass and Jacques have them on the Crazy Craft Obsession website in their shop. If you are thinking about getting some, they are fantastic. So, now what else can I let you know about as I'm colouring these? Now, you can see that I've left some of those pieces white. Some of them don't even go back on the actual layout. Look at this mess. Look at how messy I'm doing this. It's so funny. Okay, that was a really random text message. Yes, okay. Let me see. Sorry, I just got a text message and I read it as it popped up on my computer. So here's my little photos. So yes, I'm covering up a lot of it, but in order to get that nice smooth blend, I actually forgot when I was doing this, I forgot that I'm going to say I broke my brayer. I didn't break it. My husband did. I had a really good Fiskars brayer and I absolutely loved it. But we used it when I was putting my tiles on the floor to get them to roll perfectly, because they're those sticky ones from Kmart. And whoops, guess what? Too much friction, and it was way too heavy duty work for my poor little brayer. So I pulled out one of my cheaper ones that I purchased from God knows where, God knows when, and it worked a treat. It still worked. It just meant that my strokes were a lot more narrow. But as you can see, once you put everything on here and you've got bits and pieces covered up, you can't really tell. So I think it looks fine. Now, I tried to put that on a little bit crooked. However, didn't really go as crooked as I wanted it to go, because art glitter glue, it dries pretty damn quick. So you got to be quick. And I wasn't quick enough. But I think the angle it's on looks fine. Now, all I'm doing is adding these on, adding the pieces, what do you call it? Paper inlay. I think that's what they call it these days. I just call it filling in the blanks. That's what I call it. It's a cut file. This cut file is actually from the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop, and it is on eBay. And this particular cut file is, I think it was like $2.50, something like that. And yeah, it's really good. Now, speaking of cut file shops, so Virginia is actually a Kiwi, and so if you're a part of the Confessions of the Paper Addict crew, you will know what these cut files are like. Her cut files are fantastic. I only purchased my cut files from a very short list of people, because I love quality. One time, spent a stack of money on some, and guess what? When I went to cut them out, they weren't joined properly. See, look, see how easy that all came off? And it's still super sticky. Not a problem. So do not fear doing that on your mat. That was the modeling paste. I went over the edges. I wasn't even careful, and it just scraped off. And that had dried, by the way. That was dry on there. So yeah, it works. Not a drama. So go for it. This is me trying to figure out how I'm going to put this white bit in the center and have it centered and use the glue. And yeah, that was actually the hardest part about this entire layout, was getting the center bits in my A's and my B and my D. That was the hardest bit to do. But it's all right. It wasn't too bad. I'd do it again. So I hope everyone has had an amazing weekend. And don't forget, if you're an Aussie or a Kiwi and you want to get your hands on some shopping money to buy some crafting supplies, it doesn't have to be for scrapbooking. It could be for card making. It could be whatever you want. But I am giving away a $25 and a $50 gift voucher to spend with Crazy Craft Obsessions. And I will have their links below if you want to jump over to their shop and have a look. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So they've got a new shop layout, which is so good. It looks amazing. So yeah, now all I'm doing now is putting these pieces in, and then I'm calling it done. I'm calling it done. Like, that was legitimately, this took me an hour. I kid you not, it took me an hour. And I tell a lie, I tell a lie, it was an hour and 10 minutes. An hour and 10. That's all it took. That's how quickly you can pull together a page like that. And that's what cut files are fantastic for. They give you the ability to pull a page together in no time at all. I don't embellish on top of that a lot because, as you can see, I've made everything from scratch. The cut file has assisted me in technically decorating the page. So there it is, guys. Here's the close-ups. If you want to see close-up photos, see the texture in the letters. It's not sand, but it's texture and it's sandy color. So I guess you could sort of, it reminds me of when you walk on the beach and you leave your footprint. It's kind of like that. So it's absolutely fantastic. If you want to see any of the close-ups, jump over to the Facebook group. The link is in the description, and jump over there anyway, especially if you're an Aussie or a Kiwi, and you might just win yourself some money. So some money to spend in the store. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat with you again tomorrow with one more video that you have to like in order to win the money. Fantastic. Thanks so much, guys. I will chat to you soon. Bye.